Everyone talks about morning routines, but no one tells you what actually works. Here's the truth about what successful people really do with their mornings. Hi everyone, welcome once again to another episode of Mindscale with Olushola. It's such a pleasure to have you here once again, and I'm happy you guys keep coming back. It means we're definitely doing something right. And if we're definitely doing something right, it brings to question and brings to fore why haven't you subscribed? Yes, quite a number of people who keep watching week in, week out still are yet to subscribe, and I really don't know what to say. Kindly click on the subscribe button if you still haven't. Let's just say it skipped your mind, and also turn on post notification so you'll be the very first person to know when next another mind transforming video drops. Anyways, let's get right into the juice. So talking about morning routines, I hear a whole lot about morning routines, and some people say they're overrated, but I beg to differ. And the reason is, it's not overrated. Morning routines are so important because in life you need a repeatable, intentional start to your day that fuels your purpose. It's so important. The reason it has to be repeatable, the reason it has to be intentional is because if you leave yourself and your mornings to chance, you will never make the most of them. In fact, on one of my other videos, which I will actually tag in this, I talked about energy management and how important it is. I talked about how energy management in many cases is more important than time management. You should watch it, by the way. So there are science-backed morning routine structures that you actually should incorporate into your day to help you make the most. In this video, I want to give you about 5 that would actually help you kick off your day early, fast, and make the most of it while ensuring you crush all your goals while at it. Now, before I get to it, for a while I've actually been quite fascinated about what makes high achievers. And in almost every research that I go through, I've found to be true in most cases that high achievers actually are students of their morning routines. They don't play with it. They don't joke around with it because it seems to be such an integral part of everything that they do. There's a reason they want to kick off their day at a particular point in time to ensure that all their energy has been exerted in doing the most important things before it's even midday. You know what? Let me spare you the long gist and just give you as many actionable points as possible. Point number 1, and the first thing to note, is that you should be waking up around the same time every single day. Now, there's a reason this is important. It builds circadian consistency. Circadian rhythm is like your body's adjustment to a particular routine per time. How many of you have noticed that when you begin to wake up and sleep at the given point in time regularly, your body no longer needs an alarm clock to prompt itself before it wakes every single time? Yeah, that's like what we call the circadian consistency. What this does is that it actually helps you improve mental clarity. It's so important and cannot be overstated. Have a time of waking up every single day. Have a time where you do things every day, because if you leave your wake up time to chance, bro, chances are that on the days where it's cold, it rained, or where the air conditioner was just a little bit too sharp, you might just be waking up 2 hours longer than you probably might have pre-planned. Have a time you go to bed, have a time you wake up. It doesn't make you a rookie. It doesn't make you too rigid. It just makes you disciplined, and it makes you somebody who will be high achieving. Medical tip: always aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single day. This is important. Don't oversleep, but also try not to undersleep. Always ensure you clock in your 7 hours. I always tell myself the worst case scenario should be about 6 hours, 30 minutes of straight on sleep. Well, not really straight on, because sometimes I wake up in between maybe to use the restroom, but I always ensure that overall I clock in about 6 hours to 6.5 hours. I wasn't always like this, but doing this now has actually made me more productive than ever. In fact, it's been proven by medical science that a person should be sleeping between 7 to 9 hours every single day. Doesn't make you lazy, but this is just the science of the human body. Your physiology permits that you sleep for about 1/3 of a whole day. Out of 24 hours, you should be sleeping for at least roughly 8 hours. And trust me, this will really help you. So you need to learn to see rest as an investment for more work. And that leads me to the second point to help you build a powerful morning routine. It is start with stillness and spiritual alignment. Start with stillness and spiritual alignment. I've also dug in to find out, and which is true, that many high achievers, CEOs of top tier companies and founders of the biggest multinationals in the world, many of them actually kick off their day doing this. You need some stillness. Let there be some calm before the whole day or before the storm begins to kick in. So things like praying every single morning. I kick off my day praying. The moment I wake up, I spend the first 1 hour in spiritual stillness. I pray, I read my Bible. For some of you, you have to journal. Some of you have to meditate. This is very important. It lowers cortisol and it actually helps you center the mind. Cortisol is a stress hormone, right? It lowers your cortisol and it helps you center your mind. It just keeps you focused on one thing. So journaling actually helps. The next point, or the next thing, which is the third thing that I want you to note in terms of building a powerful morning routine, is actually movement. This is important. If you kick off your day just by being still and praying and many more things, it's good, but you don't have to stop there. You need to move your body. And so it's been said and it's been advised that even if it's just for 15 to 30 minutes every single morning, move, because that movement increases your dopamine and it helps improve your energy. For me, the moment I'm done praying in the morning, the next thing I do is I pick up my bags, get them to my gym wear, and get my headset, get my gloves, wear my kicks, and I get off to the gym, where I get to spend the next 80 minutes at least putting in some work on my body, because you need to learn to work on the body that works on the mind, okay, and also feed the body that feeds the mind, or whatever it is people say. Long and short, you need to move. Stop moving. Move your body. Exercise has been said and has been known and has been proven to do your body so much good. Move in the morning. For some of you, you might not have the luxury of perhaps a solid gym around you, but just move around. Take walks in the morning. Do some stretches. Do one or two push-ups. No, about 3 rounds of push-ups, at least 20 push-ups each. If you're a man, you should be doing much more than that. For ladies, learn to do things like jumping jacks, do some sit-ups. Just spend about 20 minutes at the very least on your body. Exercise, because exercise actually has got very, 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 very huge impact on your mind. This is very important. And it leads me to the point number 4. Avoid your phone within the first 1 hour of waking up. Whew! This one is going to be really tough, particularly for many people who have built phone addiction knowingly and unknowingly over the years. You just become so accustomed to pressing your phone that it's as though if your phone is taken away from you for just an hour to charge, as though your life has left you. Well, newsflash, it's doing more harm to your body than good. And the reason we always advise that people stay away from their phones for at least the first 1 hour is because it is advisable for you not to allow the entire world into your heart so soon. Studies have shown that keeping your phone away for the first 60 minutes after waking up reduces anxiety by about 68% and actually improves focus for the rest of the day. Do away with your phone. Listen, you can. In fact, there's something I saw my wife do very recently. I think is so great. When she wakes up, when she's about to go to bed in the night, she keeps her phone somewhere in the house, not in the bedroom, somewhere separate. She got a traditional alarm clock, right? Or maybe a digital one. I don't know the English to call it, but she got an alarm clock. She puts the alarm clock for the time she wants to wake up as a nudge, and then she does away with her phone, enters into the room, sleeps off, because first thing she does is she makes sure that the phone is not the last thing she presses, and also not the first thing she presses when she wakes up. I think it's so profound. It's very important. Do away with your phone. You will not die. In fact, you need to understand that the first thing you do in the morning is to just check who messaged you, check what happened, check your mails. You're letting in the entire stress of the world to your mind just too early. And it's actually doing you much more harm than good. So do away with your phone. Now, the fifth thing I want to tell you that can contribute to a powerful morning routine, this one changed my life. It is that you should do at least one big task before afternoon. Now, if you went to my recommended video, one of the things you'll note in the video while I talked about energy management is try to get, in many cases, the hardest tasks out of the way as fast as possible when your energy is highest, because your energy is usually highest in the morning when you just woke up. So one of the main reasons many of you have been less productive is not because you don't have energy, it's because you've not leveraged your peak seasons energy wise. You are keeping the greatest task for later on in the day when your energy levels have depleted. And so it's been proven even by psychologists that your brain is actually sharpest in the first few hours of waking up. And so for me, I try to do the hardest stuff maybe within the hours of about 10 o'clock to about 1 p.m. And it's been proven that those are actually your most productive hours mentally, psychologically, physically, and in every other scenario. And so I always advise that you try to take one big task out of the way before noon. In fact, do the hardest thing as early as possible in the morning when you wake. And I really hope that this helps. I think I'll just throw in one final tip, maybe as a bit of a bonus. Learn to journal. Learn to journal. Learn to journal. In fact, journaling should be a very vital routine of your meditation. It helps. Journal. Journal. I think Oprah Winfrey is actually very good at journaling. In fact, it's part of our morning routine. It's been added to it. When you journal also, you tend to plan your entire day. Okay, it's important to put some perspective to the day, plan it, prep it. This is what I want to do, because if you do not have a plan, almost everything will go. So you must stand for something so you don't fall for everything. So journaling is key, and take that as my bonus from me to you. I hope this has been impactful. I hope you've learned one thing or another. If it has been impactful, please do not forget to like this particular episode, like this video, or like in case you're listening to the audio version, and do not forget to follow or subscribe. Kindly do so. I'm waiting. Subscribe, because it also helps us reach more people, and also turn on post notifications so you'll be the very first person to know when next we drop another mind shaping and life engineering video. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.